Hello guys and gals, welcome to G.E.D. Today we got some cheesy potatoes, some shrimp pasta, and we're talking about how I played Moo Legends. And it sucked. Sorry guys, that's a pretty good intro. But it did. It really sucked. Some of my friends convinced me to play Moo Legends and download it. It's like 12 gigs, not too bad. But we'll get into it. We'll definitely get into it. First though, check out this plate. It's very carb heavy, but you know, we can handle it. We got some cheesy potatoes, some shrimp pasta. There's Parmesan on everything because I love Parmesan. Try to get you a shot of this potato close up here. If we can get it to focus, which we can't really. Check out that pepper, that Parmesan, that crispy potato. All handmade. Guys, you gotta learn how to cook. Cooking's important in life. It also saves you a lot of money when you learn how to cook. But that's for another time. Yeah, let's... And this pasta, it's standard veggie pasta, but I threw, well, you don't need a close-up, but I threw in the little shrimps because shrimp with pasta is always good. Plus the shrimp add like an extra depth of flavor to pasta, which they go hand in hand marvelously. Those potatoes, though, fantastic. I did a good job. Congrats me. Okay, so, first thing about Moo Legends that I noticed right off the bat. I just got in the game, and I noticed this. They did a horrible job with the movement system. The movement, okay? It's not super bad, but it's bad. It's very Diablo style, which is not bad in itself. But then they implemented an auto move system for the majority of their quests. So literally all you have to do is right click and you start running past every single mob, going to your next objective or wherever you want to go. How is that fun? You're just on like a rail system going from quest to quest. Very not good. Then the actual movement, when you're actually playing. I was playing, trying to fight mobs, and I kept clicking and clicking, and my character would kind of go and then he'd stop. Go and they'd stop. I'd hold down and he'd go just fine, but when I clicked to go one direction and then he just stopped, or he'd get stuck on a mob, or he'd hit a bush or hit a wall or whatever. And it's not a good pathing system. Whatever they're using is not accurate and it's not well thought of. Okay, so a little bit more on the movement system. I get through a few levels. I get through almost 25 levels, 30 levels. And then I go into some dungeons, and I realize that as I'm fighting a boss, I can't click past the boss because the boss is huge. And the way their cursor works is that it targets, auto targets when you go over something. But the boss takes up like half the screen, so how am I supposed to go up or down when there's this huge boss blocking half my screen? Not good. It's not good. And of course it auto like clicks on the boss, it's hard to explain, guys. Anyways, more about the movement system. We get into later levels, almost max level, and there starts to be more stuff on the ground in terms of like mechanics you have to avoid. But the mechanics are so generically colored, and there's so much stuff going on your screen with bosses that just drop tons of effects, and then party members doing tons of effects. You can turn off those effects, by the way, for party members, but it's just so much bleh that it doesn't even seem fun to dodge. It's mechanically bland of just having your whole screen fill up with attacks. And then those attacks auto-kill you. That is by far the worst part. On normal difficulty. Haven't even gotten to like the harder dungeon, the harder difficulties that give you more loot and more cool stuff. But all the boss attacks basically almost one-shot everybody. Combined with the movement, combined with the low visibility, it's just a mess, guys. I'm sorry. Let me compose myself over this delicious tomato-based sauce shrimp pasta. I am sorry, guys. Let me try not to drop this on my table as I give you a decent shot of this. Amazing. Sorry, gotta get in there. Don't focus hand. Camera. There we go. Check that beauty out. Guys, what is your favorite pasta? Or more importantly, what is your favorite pasta sauce? Or topping or mixture? Pasta, like rice, is infinitely variable. You can have so many different types, flavors, textures, whatever, combinations you want to use. Trying to take a chunk out of these potatoes because there's a lot of them. When I was cooking these potatoes, I kind of made like a bechamel sauce. I think that's how it's pronounced. Of flour, milk, cheese. Baked them up all gratin style. It's very fantastic. Okay, back into the Moo Legends rant. Another thing that really irked me about the game is that they're definitely pushing the cash shop. I understand, have to make money. Definitely have to make money. And as a free-to-play game, it's easy to level. It's super easy to level. I think I hit level, or max level in about 10 hours. Maybe a little bit more. But when you're max level, there's very little to do other than running a few daily dungeons, doing a few daily quests, a few events and dungeon hyper modes. But then they throw that cash shop monetary grind system on you, where if you don't have the cash shop or premium enabled, you can only do about half the amount of content or runs of dungeons as a person with it has. And that's just, again, understanding that they have to make money, but limiting people based on not paying versus all the in-game items you can buy, and it's typical cash shop woes, typical money grab for people who want to pay money, You tell me how you think about that limitations if you're not a paying player in a free game. It's okay, but not really. Whoa, that's a lot of pasta. The fork method. I'm sorry for the plate dinging. Let me try to give you one more shot of this beautiful pasta. Oh, one more shot of this beautiful pasta if I can get it all on my fork. Bring it up in there. See that beautiful shrimp, that lovely pasta sauce, and the cheese. And nothing but shrimp. Okay. Let me down these potatoes, and I got one more point to make before we can end this video. Okay. The last point I want to make about Mood Legends is that the characters so bland. Visually bland, no. The designs, the aesthetics of the game are pretty cool. They did a lot of good stuff with the artwork, even though it is, the top-down isometric. And the characters make you feel powerful. They look impressive. Their skills visually are impressive. But the skills are where it falls. Because the skills are so bland, so generic. And the skills themselves lend your character really only into like 1, maybe 2 builds per weapon type. Which is horrible. It's like every character has maybe 6 slots. I think it was 6 for your skills, and an ultimate ability. Maybe a little bit more with left, right, click. Anyways, basically you have like your utility movement, a defensive, your ultimate, a basic, and maybe 3 offensive skills. But the problem with that is that there's little to no variation. Like, all the characters basically have your typical moves from typical games, and it just gets so boring so quick. There's no massive skill changes. Like, you can't make a basic attack that shoots a fireball, shoot 6 fireballs in a row, or shoot like a homing fireball or nothing. It's just what you see is what you get. The more you use it, the stronger kind of becomes, and then you can slot in different gem chips. They're called something different, but they're basically gem chips into your weapon to boost a certain ability or a certain armor score or defensive crit. You know, it's your typical gem slotting. There's really not much to it, guys. It's just super boring, super generic skills. Sorry, this is a huge chunk of pasta. A few things I did like is that the party system is pretty useful. You can quickly find parties. You can quickly find people to play with. They kind of got like a automatic dungeon finder for dungeons, which in itself is pretty good for the casual player. Again, I did like the art style. The art style was pretty good visually. But again, mechanics, skills, abilities, movement, boss and enemies. Oh, enemies. Oh, don't get me started on enemies. The AI is so, like, what was that game? That old game? Not RuneScape. Crap, I can't think of it. Anyways, the enemy AI is so slow to react to you. You can be running through a zone and, like, monsters just kind of chain onto you, but as they attack, they just attack like where you were a second ago because it's so delayed, so slow AI. The only mobs that pose a real threat to you are like archers and ranged units that auto hit you, of course, you know. Well, there's a lot of shrimp left. Check out all these shrimp, guys. The last bite. Let's get it in camera. Get it up there so you can see all those shrimp. That pasta. So, if you played Moo Legend or are playing Moo Legend, let me know what you think. But remember, guys, to game, eat, and discuss. Out.